had and been able to go and listen in on the recordings? Anyone?
I've missed them all, and I haven't listened to any yet. This is the first one I can actually get on.
Okay, well, welcome, Tammy.
Thank
Because
you.
what I wanted to know is if you've had an opportunity to go back and watch it, how did it help you? Because we want to constantly improve what we do here, just to be better. That's all. So if you get a chance and do um, listen to it, let us know next time, please.
Well, I just realized as of this call where those recordings are, so that was already awesome. So I'm like, okay, great. I didn't realize they were there, but I've been barely on Facebook, so.
Okay. All right.
And so
Well,
just
our
a
Facebook
reminder. Go ahead.
our Facebook group keeps growing. I get at least 2 to 3 requests per day, and which is good because these are all Customer Factor users. And according to Steve, there are 4,000 of us that use
4,000 now.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
that
That
use
would make
Customer
sense.
Factor.
That would make sense why it's crashing a lot.
Yeah. Go ahead, Stephanie.
So yeah, we are planning on doing every 2 weeks until you guys get sick of us. Hopefully, you guys don't get sick of us. But I know most of you guys are probably on here hoping to see Steve's face. And if you didn't get to see my live, he just emailed me not too long ago saying that he could not make this. So we're going to answer your guys' questions, and I will try to answer some of the questions that you guys submitted, but a lot of them are Steve questions. But he did say that hopefully he would be able to do it in the next 2 weeks, but I'm not going to say until for sure that he gives me a yes on that, because he gave me a yes for this one.
Okay. Yes. And you can this will be sort of interactive today. So you can unmute and if you don't mind, just raise your hand. That way we're not talking over each other. That's all we're trying to avoid here. I'm not trying to go back to school. I don't like school. My name is RJ Patel. Welcome everybody to the Customer Factor Learning Group. We took this idea, Paul Freed out of Hoboken, New Jersey, who's a friend of mine. We decided that we needed more learning from Customer Factor, and Customer Factor is a phenomenal piece of software. And we just need to deep dive into it, get people in our community, in the Customer Factor community, who are what Stephanie defines as super users, people who use it on a regular basis, on a daily basis, perhaps. As an owner, I don't. Maybe I should, but my staff does. And we all can learn from this. And that's the reason this platform exists. And so, as Stephanie mentioned, this is our third recording. The other 2 are on the Facebook group. Stephanie, if you want to go over exactly where they are again, please.
Yep. They are under each event. So each event, so we've had scheduling and we've had big proposal. So they're under the event, and then the YouTube video is in that. So, or you could just like the Friends of the Customer Factor YouTube video, YouTube site. And I also put a link to that site as well.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you, Stephanie, for all your work that you do here, because Stephanie and I do not get paid for this. We just do it for our Customer Factor community. And it's a lot of fun because we also gain from it, from the learning. So today, we were going to pose all these questions to Steve. And you're welcome, Alicia. Alicia said thank you. We're going to pose all these questions to Steve. So what we're going to do is have an open session where if you have a burning question, if you can put it down in the chat, then I can read off the ones in a chronological order and answer them. Now, if you don't have the answer and you do, someone out there in the community, please speak up. Because all of us know and understand this differently. So we can all learn and we can all teach as well. So please don't hesitate, okay? This is the first time we're doing this, so this is an open session. All right, Alicia's first question is, I need help with reports. Who's good with reports? Who would like to talk about reports? Stephanie, you're up.
I know, right? Reports, oh my gosh. That's the one thing that I do feel like is lacking in customer factor. So I don't feel 100% able to answer that question because I don't use them because I use payroll reports. That's pretty much all I use because it's lacking so much. And that was going to be my question to Steve today, was reports. So does anybody else have any knowledge in reports other than, I mean, I could gladly go over payroll reports. I love payroll reports. But
so specifically, Alicia Price, you asked about reports. What area of reports specifically are you talking about? If it is payroll, then Stephanie can answer that.
I'm just really looking for, so with the holidays, my schedule is just crazy. We had to move people, cancel people. So now I'm looking and I'm not sure if my scheduler and I messed something up, but I have blanks in my schedule. So I wanted to run a report of all my reoccurring for the month so I can match them up to the schedule.
so are you, when you cancel or skip a cleaning, I'm assuming, are you residential? Are you cleaning?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you skip or are you actually doing the skip or are you doing cancel? Delete.
I'm doing cancel.
Okay.
Which should I be doing?
Cancel is so then you're able to put in the notes and everything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you can go to the calendar view. Let me pull up and I'll just share mine. And I have some questions too from you guys that share screen one. So how you can find your canceled if you're doing it that way. I'm going to go to weekly just. So you can go over here to your filters and hit. Now remember, I don't do this all the time anymore, so but you can look and see at all of your cancels that you have. So that helps me because I do go and look at this quite often because I want to know how many people are canceling in my services or during the
Where did you go exactly again?
So you go up here to the filter.
Okay.
And under the all appointments, you can hit canceled jobs.
Oh, great. Thank you.
So I guess I use reports, just not in reports ways. So does that help a little bit at least?
It does. Yes. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Great.
Okay, if I can answer a few of the questions that got put in our questionnaire. So you guys on Facebook, I put a Ask Steve Anything Google form. I cannot answer these technical ones. I'm sorry, Chris and Dawn. I don't know when we're gonna have integrations. But can we customize the drop down time in the schedule? Yes, you can. I would like to start around 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So trying to remember this. I should have done this before, but I believe it's under my account, general setup. You guys put me on the spot, knowing where everything's at, right?
Mhm.
That's the joy of it. Feels like with this software that you have to know exactly where the things are at. Somebody knows,
Well, and if you don't use them every day, you lose them.
right?
Okay.
We might have to come back to this. I'm gonna find that answer for you, Janice, because I know it's in here. RJ, do you want to answer or ask the next question?
Sure.
As I
The second question is from Catherine Banks. Is there a way to send clients a list of all their scheduled appointments? So my first question is, why are you trying to send them all their scheduled appointments?
So I guess I have, clients that are, we all have those clients that every week, when are you coming? When are you coming? And I used to work at a hair salon, and anyone that like would book all of their appointments for the whole year, we were able to print out a sheet that said, here's all your appointments for the year. And it just helped them then go home and put it all on their calendars. So just kind of curious if there was the same functionality.
Okay. All right. Who can help answer that question?
go, Chris.
So if you go into create or edit emails in the email function, and then you go into the personalized drop-down tab, then go to scheduling, you will see a bunch of tokens there that you can send, and some of them are next month's services with or without pricing, this year's services with or without pricing. So we do that in the springtime. Most of the time we have a landscaping company, and it's something we send out in the spring just to refresh customers on what they have scheduled already for the year and stuff. So that is a function that we use at least once a year.
Awesome. Thank you.
Catherine, did you understand where it is?
I'm going to look right now.
Okay. All right. Chris, thank you. And you know what? Kudos to you. If that's not artificial grass, well done growing your grass back there. It's nice and
Yeah,
green.
well, it should be snowing by now, so I'm not too happy about that, but
Chris, could you do a favor and could you put directions of how to do that in the chat box?
sure.
Thank you.
All right.
Or Chris, you can share your screen and you can show it if you would like.
So I'm doing the Zoom on the iPad, and one thing
Okay,
I
so
have
never mind.
noticed, the customer factor is not ideal on the iPad,
No, it is not.
Fair enough. Thank you.
but no
I was
problem.
gonna
for
try
sharing
to
your
pull it up,
knowledge.
but
Okay, Chris, is there a way to change a customer's pricing for all of their reoccurring services by a set amount or a percentage without going through each one of them individually recurring services, or raise all of your prices across the board by a set percentage without going in and editing every recurring service for every customer individually? That's a good question and a loaded one.
Susan,
no, they do not have Main Central's price increase thing. That's the one thing that Main Central has done amazing on, and I won't say anything more.
No, but this is one of the things that we've kind of learned from other softwares, not just Made Central, but others as well. And we're trying to bring these ideas to Steve, and it's on this platform we can share with him, hey, this is something that we need or want. And this is something key, because if you can increase your prices across the board by 3% all across, right? Look at the difference it would make at the end of the year. But if it's done automatically, because there were times in business where not all of us are disciplined to send out those letters, right? So we need that component in the customer factor where it sends a price increase letter and it does it automatically when you set it to be done. So
And
that's something we're asking Steve for.
Yes, and I did sit down with Steve for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, talking about just this situation. And he pretty much told me if I can get the formulas to him to do it, that would make his life a lot easier. I just have not had the time to sit down and make what I want it to look like. So it's on my list to do.
All right. And we will keep asking Steve and pushing him and then finally bugging him. So
If all of
asking the
us
questions.
went and sent him an email in regards to this right here, I think it would help put it on top.
Exactly. All right, so the question is from Brenda Clearwater Pro Wash. When finding yearly clients, then exporting, for example, Christmas cards, they don't all show up. I did this twice and some showed up and others did not. No specified job type clients. I'm wondering if previous year clients did not correctly export.
That sounds like something that you need to contact Steve in regards to. It sounds like there's some kind of problem with the software. Because I've never had any problems with my exports. It's always matched my numbers. So it does sound like there's something that's possibly wrong.
Stephanie, can you show how? And maybe,
Sure.
you know, Brenda can see that if this is the way to do it, she may gain something from it.
So do you go to, so are you using your current customers? Are you doing your current customers or are you doing Brenda?
So I believe I went to the old UI just because I was so used to doing that one.
That might be the
and-
reason that there might be something broken.
Okay. So I don't think I used the new one, but yeah, I went through all these and exported,
Mhm.
did a list, and then I just did it again and did it the same way. Basically of all the customers during that specific year for all the years past.
Mhm.
And some of them didn't show up. I mean, most of them did, but we don't really have I wouldn't say reoccurring like an interior house cleaner because we usually will see them once a year, every other year.
Right.
So I don't use reoccurring. I just want that yearly report, and they didn't all show up.
Right. Now, do you have any that are archived? Because you can tell it to show archived on the previous page.
No, I don't.
Okay. So if you go on the new AI, so I'm trying to get everybody to get your brain used to the new AI or UI, because at any time the old one could go away and we are going to be so screwed. So we're trying to do all of our training in the new UI just because we know eventually it's going to be gone. The old one is. So, but yeah, how you can export in the new one is going to the customers and hover over it and go to import export and then just hit your export and it should come up in a wonderful Excel spreadsheet. And we should have 205 on there when it hops it on.
Did it show the year? And then could you also do specific jobs?
Yes, so you can in your, whoops. Let me just minimize all of my other stuff I'm working on. So you can do current and upcoming jobs or job history ones. And are you talking about like job types or customer types?
I'm looking to do a little bit for everything. One for the, Christmas cards, and then another one so that way we can send out emails to specific customers that we've done work before versus house washing versus patio paper restoration or just the cleaning. So I think with the pavers, it did the job type only just because I didn't want because I wanted to separate those out. But for Christmas cards, I did the name, the phone, the email address, and then that was it, I think, on that.
Right. Yeah, so that should have, so I would definitely if you wouldn't mind trying to do it in the new one and see if all of them came up.
I can't remember if I did the new or the old. I want to say I did it with the new, but I'm so used to, if I can't find something, I always go back to the old. And then I
Yes.
can't find where it's at on the new to be able to do it that way.
Right.
But it did look like this screen, so I don't know if this is how the old screen looked as well.
It does. It does kind of look like this screen. Yes. Yep. If you have any problems, just message me directly on Facebook and I'll jump on and help.
Okay, since I'm talking here, I just want to thank you all for doing this because this really does help because when I signed up, there was nothing to like show you how to do anything. So you're kind of figuring it out and winging it. So this is really nice. So it's very much appreciated.
Thank you for saying that. You're welcome.
That was our hopes.
All right, Kiana has a question. Can you go to customer search and find your recurring clients?
Yes. I'm
Can you
so
tell-
trying not to go to the old UI because I know exactly where it is in the old one.
Stephanie, if you can talk it through.
Yes,
That way
I
everybody-
happened to look. So
I was answering a question.
go for it. Thank you.
I think
I
it's
was
in
just
reports.
answering that question.
I think it's in reports.
I just called before I hopped on here, and you have to hit, go to the customers, search, and look for next to the buy. And then it gives you a whole other area of different reports that you can run.
Yeah, that's what I was saying is I remember it in the old one, but I don't remember it in the new one. It's because I never looked at the look for. I've never seen that.
Sometimes I feel like they really don't appreciate me calling as much as I do.
Stephanie, can you scroll all the way up on yours? I'm not seeing when I'm down in reports, I don't see anything that says look for at all.
So you need to go to customers.
Oh, because you're in customers, you're not in
Uh-huh.
reports.
And then search.
Okay, I got it. Okay. And this, what are y'all looking for in this one?
This was by
The
service.
recurring clients. Kiana's question is about recurring clients.
You
Okay,
have
I was just answering her question. It wasn't a question.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no worries.
That's RJ Patel.
sorry. This makes me happy because I did not know where this stuff went in the new UI. So it's thank you for asking that question.
All right,
¿Sabes qué vas a querer comer?
okay.
Well, what's nice about it is that I can just see clearly that there's a few things I can look up by going to the look for button that I didn't know about.
Yeah, I'm excited to get off this call and click all these buttons. So
Yeah. So Stephanie, I think I found some place where you could look for the reoccurring jobs.
which one is it?
So if you go back to buy instead of look for, and then
Mhm.
scroll down in the first column on your left, you'll find reoccurring period, and then you can search for customers by their reoccurring period.
Yep,
Hmm.
that's a good one.
So I don't know if there's a better way, but that's at least one way to probably do it.
There you go.
Let me see.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Yep,
No
that
problem.
works great. That gives me my weekly clients. So good job. Thank you, Chris.
All right, so the question is from Janice, David, how to turn off the pop-up box in drag and drop? I went to the gear.
Yeah, so in the drag and drop, if you don't want the pop-up blocks, you come over here to the gear. Oops, you have to be on the weekly or monthly, I think. You have to come over here to the gear and it's the drag and drop validation. So to disable that box or enable it, right, it's right there.
All right. Are we good, Janice? Yes? Okay. Okay, Kiana asking, can you send a text to send a new prospect the credit card form? CC is credit card, right?
Yep.
The prospect, yes. So you can send anything that you set up. Let me just go. I'm going to use my account because as long as you set up the emails and the text messages in your actual account in here. So you would go to the email, text messages, and then whoops, create
And
and
just
edit
put the token.
emails and text messages. So as long as you have a template put in here, and it has to be under. So if you want text message, hold on, create. So if you wanted to send something to a prospect, you could have the email here, and then also you can set up the text messages and stuff here. So, but you have to have it under prospects. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of me putting in the token and customizing the text message. So thank you.
Yes.
And I think the next question was similar. Do you currently send reminder emails?
I do, yes. I send reminder emails 3 days ahead of time, and then I send a text message 1 day in ahead of time, I believe.
And you can set that up automatically, right?
Yes, so that is under email automations, and you would go to
We'll
job
get you, Susan.
appointment reminders, yes. So then we just have pretty much, hey, don't forget. And then we also have the text reminder, which is under the text message. And you just have to, and this is going to be some of the things what we are going to be talking about in the marketing section. So we'll go in detail on this stuff. And I believe that is set up for the 11th. So we'll be going over this section of emails and text messaging automation. So, but yeah, so the customer scheduling appointment reminder. So we send out, okay, so we send the text message 3 days and then the email 1 day. I had it wrong. So then that's just our generic text message.
All right. Does that help? Yes, Susan. Susan had a question. Go ahead, Susan.
You muted yourself, Susan.
You're still muted. There we
Thought
go.
I unmuted myself, sorry. Is there a way to set it up so it excludes weekends and it just does business days?
I don't think it's that smart.
Okay. All right.
Good
Sorry.
question. All right,
I
from
wish.
Tammy, is there a way to be notified that a credit card is going to expire in that month or next?
Not that I know about. Does anybody else know that answer? That would be great if.
Okay, so that's a very good Steve question.
That is.
And that might be with the merchant services too. Although we just don't know, they're not expired until we can't charge them.
Well,
Yeah.
no, because you set up the profile in the customer account, right? So if you give them the link for them to fill out their credit card information securely online, they're entering all that information, but you don't see it afterwards. So when you go to
Correct.
charge the card, it's already expired. You have no notification. You're running out of the customer in order to get a new updated credit card number. So it would be great that we could work that in.
Yeah, That's a very good question. Thank you, Tammy.
I will add that to my Steve list. That's a good one.
That goes up on the top priority, Stephanie.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Kiana, can you preset an email to be auto sent out in advance? For example, we wanted to send Christmas card, but we weren't not open on Christmas, so I wanted to send it in advance. So are you talking about presetting it so you can send it on Christmas Day?
Correct.
Okay.
You could probably do an email automation. No. I use Keep for that, so I'm a Keep partner, but I don't think you can with Customer Factor.
I don't believe you can either. I think you have to go through an outside source, a constant contact or something like that.
Hi, this is Amira. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, yes, you can send an email or you can set up an email to send in the future. So what you do is if you're going to send to all your customers, you go to all, you click on customers, and then it'll pull up all of your customers. And then you will go to, give me 1 second. You'll select exactly, send emails. It'll tell you that you're not, sorry for the noise. I'm actually in Mexico right now.
Then can
Right
this
there,
is new,
send later.
yeah. Send letter
Okay.
later. This
And
is
then you just
awesome.
select when you want to send it.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Indira.
You're welcome.
Yes. All right. Kiana, does that answer your question?
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. And remember,
Stephanie,
you
can we
always,
see your email templates?
Oh yeah.
You have so many. I just want to see an example of like your January special or what that looks like.
Let me Get back over here. Let's see if I can get this bigger. Sorry, guys. Ah, it's not letting me get it any bigger. Oh, there we go.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I will show more of this stuff in the marketing one in 2 weeks.
Can I ask just a silly question with refrigerator cleanouts? Do you ask them to remove everything from the refrigerator prior to cleaning it, or is that included in your refrigerator clean?
That's included in our pricing.
Okay, so your people remove all the stuff, clean it, and then put it all back in.
We
Thank
even throw away all expired, or we ask the client if they want us to throw away all expired food.
Nice. Okay, thank you.
So it
Yeah, we
makes it nicer for the client.
it's better they do it, but if you have to end up doing it, hey, go dig through the garbage if you wanted it back. All right, so Kiana, on this question, we do have the very first session that was on the big proposal. So, but I'm gonna ask the question, is there a way to set up a big proposal for onboarding new employees? I know we can do this, however, when going to upload the forms, they need to sign it, and it only allows a huge signature block at the bottom or for the initials. I need it to be more custom where they can write in the date of signing, etc. So you're saying you use the big proposal for onboarding employees?
So in theory, I've had conversations with Steve where you can make a big proposal for employees. So they can pretty much sign off on everything. My question is, we haven't really made the move just yet because I need the forms a little bit more customized, almost like needing DocuSign or a situation like that. Because with his tokens, really the only ones that I could use in this scenario would just be a signature block at the bottom of the page or the initials, but I need it to be a little bit more custom where they can write in information.
So if you have the date, like the custom field of today's date on there, that would put the date on that document.
Do you know what token that would be exactly?
I don't, but I can look it up for you.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'll put that on my list of. I wish there was. I'm sure there is probably a huge list of all the different tokens. That's what we need.
Yeah, I did see some, but when you go into personalized, but I didn't see what I was looking for exactly. And I'm so sorry, but you mentioned that you did speak about this, the big proposal in general. Where would I find that first video?
That's going to be under the events big proposal.
On Facebook.
Yep.
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 Thank
All right.
you.
You're
So
welcome.
employee onboarding is an awesome idea.
Actually, I didn't even think about using the big proposal for employee onboarding at all. So that's something completely new. Thanks for enlightening us, Kiana.
Yeah, of course. We'll still see it's a little bit of work in progress with Steve, but the idea is there, so.
Okay. All right. Alicia Price, can you unmute and elaborate a little bit? How is everyone doing tips with Customer Factor? Can you
So
explain?
what I did was just make a QR code and put it in the spot from job is complete. So they have that option to just take a picture and send over a tip.
So
Okay.
we actually have in our. Oh, I took it out. Darn it. We used to have a link on our when we were done, as far as it went to our Square, and it was a tip thing. But I guess I've taken it off. And so they were able to do a tip with a link to Square.
Kiana, can you unmute?
I'm sorry, can I ask a quick question about the QR code of how she was able to post that? I thought you could only do a link.
So it is a link. When I looked at it, because I had to send it to myself, it shows the QR code.
I know it's a little bit more old fashioned, but we leave behinds, and our leave behind actually has a QR code on it, like a little piece of paper that has the QR code, and they can go directly to that. I mean, in all reality, I probably have maybe 15% of my clients using that versus like adding it to just the credit card invoice. Or I also have a majority of people that already have their tip included, but I obviously have a lot of recurring versus a different type of business that would not have something like that.
Okay. Thank you.
Stephanie, if you use, you said a link to Venmo?
And we use it to Square. So
Or Square? Oh,
yeah.
okay. So that would be probably the same. It's probably the same type of thing.
It is,
Because
yeah.
that's what ours is. Okay, I was gonna say, how do they each get separate? But it fits through Square. Okay, thank you.
And Chris did post the instructions for sending currently scheduled customer services. So please cut and paste that into.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, Alicia. That's what oh, okay, never mind. Okay, the question is, Kiana, anyone have more info on gift cards? Are you talking about sending gift cards through Customer Factor?
So, let me pull mine up. I did have a conversation last year with Steve where he said that there was a way, where clients can purchase a gift card through the Customer Factor. He did mention how they were still working on it. So I didn't know if there was any updates. The system that how I would go to it, I believe, let me pull mine up really quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where that's at.
Yeah.
It's under
It's under online. Yeah, it's an online booking.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just didn't know if that was pretty much set and ready to go because it wasn't allowing me to use anything past payment options. Under personalize and emails and grab your button here, like just nothing works for me. So I didn't know if that was an option where clients can purchase a gift card, because when they do ask for a gift card, what I've been doing is just asking them the amount and making an invoice. I didn't know if there was an easier way of going about that.
What credit card processor do you use?
Square, I believe.
So Square does have a free gift card. Sorry, I have to go to my website, but you're able to use their gift cards through them. So this is their Square, and it just costs you the 3% whatever credit card processing fee. So
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I'm gonna have to take a look into that.
yeah, and this is what we use, and it works great. Sorry, workarounds.
Thank you, Stephanie. Is there a way to pull up a report with 0 invoice created from Tammy?
Invoice created or not?
No invoice created. You can actually create, and this happens unfortunately quite often in my office, you can create an invoice without actually putting in a dollar amount. It will create it, but then it shows up as paid when it's $0 and no amount.
Yeah.
There surely has to be search. So I know I go to jobs not invoiced a lot. Because now I'm gonna have to get onto my employees to see. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get onto them. But surely.
The jobs not invoiced should work because I've got $0 amounts because I check mine constantly too, just to make sure.
No, it's
Your
invoiced.
$0 should pop up.
Yeah, but a job is invoiced. It's invoiced with a $0 amount. So it creates an invoice number, but the invoice amount is 0.
And if the invoice amount is 0, then it automatically marks as paid.
Right.
It
Which is no
automatically
different
marks it
than-
as paid.
All right.
So then you don't see that you have an invoice that you need to actually put a dollar amount to, so it's so you have to go collect somebody.
All right, good. Thank you. Janice, if you can unmute and please tell us the question again, because apparently you didn't hear the answer.
It's not working.
So Janice, if you can unmute and ask the question again. Okay, I'm going to move forward. From Brenda Clearwater, group's way of blacklisting clients by an icon or something. I put their email in the notes so they won't receive emails or cards.
What's the
Hi,
question?
I'm here.
Brenda, do you mean these customers have not unsubscribed yet? Or you don't want to send it to them?
No, basically, I usually put a 1-star and then I put a red bell. So if these customers call me by mistake, because whatever issue that they had, or they were just a PETA or whatever, I'm alerted before I go out and give them an estimate or something like that. So I didn't know if there was ways, not your favorite customers, how you kind of put an icon in there, or do you just have the bell? Do you just have the 1-star?
So we have a tag too. Trying to think of a person who, I'll just go to mine. So we use a tag as well.
Is that a PETA customer for you, Stephanie?
I am, yeah. I'm a horrible customer. So we use the type and we use these. So then we can search on these too. So, but yeah, we would do a 1-star here, and then we don't want this client.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm always afraid what the client is going to see versus us.
They don't see the type.
Good. Glad we answered that. Thank you, Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Janice, what was your question earlier?
One of my question was the pop-up when you drag and drop, because I went to gear and I enable it and it popped up, and then I wanted to disable it, and even though I press disable, it still pop up. Every time I drag something, it pops up and it drives me crazy.
There's 2 different spots on, so you have to go to the weekly calendar. Oh, yes, change.
Can you see this, Janice? What Stephanie's doing?
Yes.
Okay.
So you go to the gear, and so you have to have this one, and then I believe there's another one.
Yeah, give me 5 minutes, please. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see, we can move this one. Yeah, so yeah, it's working for me, so I don't know.
Yeah, because I normally do it in my monthly calendar,
Mm-hmm.
and I click on the gear, and then I click disable, and every time I want to drag something, that box pop up, and I don't want it to pop up every time I drag something. It drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to have it not popped up before, and when we had our last meeting, when you say you could disable it, so I tried it. I clicked disable, so now I want to put it back. It's not working.
Are you doing it on your computer or on a mobile?
Well, on my computer, I normally do it.
I don't. That would be probably, if it's not working, then that's something that's over our pay grade and probably needs to be. If the button's not staying saved.
So you say you also do it in the weekly calendar as well?
Yeah, you can do it on weekly or monthly.
Okay, well, I'm
So
gonna
it
try
might be saved. You might try it on the weekly.
Okay.
It might be saving in that one. I'm not.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Text messages only go through Twillo, correct?
Yes.
Will there be a Twillo class?
We could put that on there. We would have to have somebody a little bit more.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I think maybe later on down the road, maybe we can contact Twillo and say, hey, can you give us an hour of your time and use this call to do something like that if that becomes more of a request?
There's really not much you have to set up through Twillo. So to have it to where then it communicates back to your texting.
And Twilio may have some YouTube's videos that may be of help. Try that, see if that works. All right, Chelsea, how do you get the cool personalized icon on the top right-hand side? Are you talking about logo? Chelsea?
Yeah, when I say right, I mean left because that's hard.
This one right,
Yes.
our logo. So that's actually under, I believe, my account. Actually, yeah, so it's just my logo.
How did you get it up there, though? Is that what you're asking, Chelsea?
So I just upload the logo here.
No, I honestly think that's all I needed. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Brenda is asking, there is a star rating you can give to customers at the top of their profile.
Oh, that was a reply from earlier, RJ.
Yes,
That was me
yes,
and Brenda
okay.
going back and forth on the side, kind of.
All right. I'm trying to distinguish the question versus a response. All right. Thank you. Okay, good. How do you send holiday cards to our clients? Did we answer that?
Cards or emails? We already kind of answered that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Are you good with that? Who was that? Janice, are you good with that response? Okay.
Cards that you can use SendJim if you're set up for that. The other thing would be, we just use Vistaprint, so that way we can do a little handwriting. And then Dope Marketing, they're not affiliated. SendJim is affiliated with the Customer Factor, and you can do like 5 rounds, that kind of thing through them, and then send different gifts.
Yeah. If does everybody is aware of SendJim? Yes. If not, please look into it.
I'm
It is-
aware that we have it and we've used it and we just keep forgetting to use it because it does work.
Yeah, I have it. And I could always ask Josh Latimer to get on here. He's a good friend. And
I think he should get on there and kind of get us all inspired to start using it again.
right?
I don't know, Josh is kind of shy.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
Whatever.
Does he own that company?
He does. He sold it. No.
Oh,
He was the original owner.
okay.
Correct.
Is SendJim specifically for postcards? Is that all they do?
No, you can send, thank you gifts. You can align yourself with different vendors and send a gift. And,
But the original idea was to hyper focus on a certain area, subdivision, neighborhood, and market to them.
Okay, thank you.
The
Mhm.
SendJim does really good as far as like so what it's called Radius Bomb. So you can search your neighborhoods and let me get. And you can actually hyper focus into a certain neighborhood and then send them postcards in that neighborhood. Also, it communicates with Customer Factor, so it'll do 9er rounds around your clients. So it's a really awesome tool. I just haven't been using it, and I need to get back on using it.
Yeah.
Good way too is you can use it to get into gated communities that you normally can't. And then like you said, the 5 or 9 rounds, and then the thank you cards, and it's all automated if you get it set up.
Right.
And the difference between that and the EDDM, which is every door direct mail from the post office, is post office does a zip code or an area. And if that area has multi-million-dollar homes, $500,000 homes, and then a trailer park, it's going to send it to everyone. And you don't want it to go necessarily to the trailer park, right? you just want it to go here, and that's the difference. You're spending your dollars wisely or wiser by hyper-focusing where you want to market.
And their brownies are really good.
All right,
It's
Chris
been
has
a
a
number of
question.
years since I sent myself brownies to see how good they were.
I need to do that again. Yeah.
Make sure they're still doing it.
Yeah, it was on there. It's right there.
All right, Chris Koenig, is this a question for us or just Kiana? Or you make... Chris, can you unmute?
Sorry, just Kiana, and it looks like she answered it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. All right, Brenda, best way to find current your clients based on highest income provided to us. Okay, Chris
So I think
answered.
Chris answered that.
Yep, thank you. Tim has a great question on route optimization. So, Stephanie, take it away.
Okay. So you can use, if you have asked Customer Factor to use to have their mapping program. Does anybody use this a little? I don't do scheduling anymore. So I don't use this on a day-to-day basis. Does anybody use this?
Susan, you
tried
want to
using it when-
chime in? We use it.
Who is it?
Clean and Simple uses it.
Okay.
No, if we use it exactly in the way that you use it, or that it should be used.
Can you share your screen, or would you be willing to share your screen?
Yes.
Put you on the spot.
Maybe. My Zoom is not acting very nicely to me right now, so let me see if I can figure it out. Like, I don't think I can share my screen for some reason. Oh, maybe. None of the selections are working.
Anybody else can share the route optimization? Or at least talk us through it? So that's a Steve question then.
Susan, do you think you could talk us through it? What you guys do?
It'd be way easier if I could pull it up, but
Always, right?
I can't pull up the screen share. It's not even giving me an option to do it right now.
Okay.
Oh, there's Jen's.
Can you guys see my screen share?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Will you go to tomorrow, for example?
I'm on it. Friday.
Yeah, and then go to optimize route appointments. So what I do when I'm putting the schedule together, have like strict arrival times, like if they have to be first.
Can you hear Susan?
No, I can't.
Not really, no.
Okay. I can hear her through our office, but I was like, don't think I can hear her through the computer. So she goes through like, and we'll look at this and make sure that, you know, like these three houses are on the same route. So because it hasn't changed like from where we can have the, have it optimize the different routes, it does it by, but if we do like route 1, it will tell us which way we can, you know, go, and not all of them, but it just allows us to make sure that we're not having people drive all over the place. You know, our cleaners don't have the same schedule per se, or the same houses all the time. So this allows us to make sure that we're, making sure that we're keeping people close, and, these are all really close, but obviously these are, 45 minutes away. So we don't want them driving that far very often, without having the whole day over there. So that's
Okay.
kind of how we use it. It doesn't work quite exactly how we would like. We've, talked to Steve as well, and but as of right now, this is how we're using it.
Jen, can I just ask a question? Donna, Michelle, and Canfield, those are all clients, is that correct? And then Brooke and Route 1 would technically be two separate people?
So Brooke will be on Route 1, so this client is attached to Brooke, but all of them are attached to Route 1.
And Brooke is the
So-
technician.
Yeah, Brooke
Right,
is the
so Brooke is the technician,
on
okay.
Route 1.
Okay, so she would be doing all three of those that day?
She would be doing all three of those that day.
Okay, thank you.
Can you import all your clients on something like this easily, or is it a pain?
Well, we're looking at it from like, these are all of the clients from this particular day.
This is what we have
So we
tomorrow.
so we look at it as a day. Now, if you go to, I don't know if you can look at all of your clients like at one time
No,
or not. We just do it on a day. And
Because
so
my
it's
thought
not-
was, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because my thought is going back to Send Gem, if you can import all your clients on that map, you would kind of know where most of your clients are, and then it will help you do automated email or automated postcards to those different areas, and then that way you're closer to the clients that you are servicing already.
well, if you'll notice on the calendar, on the client, say Susan Sharon, there's a Send Gem button below her name. And you can set it up, and we haven't used it in a while, but you can set it up where you click on it and you can send postcards to her neighbors.
No, I get that. I would just like a screenshot of all the clients that you have, and then I don't know, I guess I just would like to visually see the areas that we service the most.
Right now, how I pull that data is really, exporting out, our recurring clients, and then I, can put them by the zip code or by the city, and then, kind of looking at it that way. But it's not on a map. I agree, it would be nice to be able to look at it all on the map. And that's one of the things that we talked with Steve about.
I'm running it through my customers and map and doing it for the whole month to see if it would pull up all of my clients, but it's taking forever. So it's a lot of
Yeah, it does show like that you can do it but you can sort it by location on that. I wonder if you sorted it by like one city and the whole month, if that would, it's less data, so maybe it would take less time. I mean, it's still going through all of the data, but it's sorting it with more. I don't know.
I don't know if there's a way to export it to Google Maps somehow.
So it did, here, I'm gonna share. It did. I have a buttload of. So it's put a good amount, I don't know if that's 205 clients, but It's got a pretty good amount in there. So I think the under customers and maps, it's gonna get you pretty close.
Okay,
Could you tell
And
me
I
how you
use-
did that?
And I use this for this month. So if you, it looks like all you can do is month, week, and today. Or I guess you could do date range if you're power washing. So
all right, Stephanie, we are way past our time. We
Yeah, we are.
allot an hour, and to be respectful to everybody's time, we have to cut it here. Thank you, everybody, for participating, as always, and it's great that we can learn from each other, teach each other. Thank you so much. Happy 2024 to everybody. Hope your businesses, your family, your health, everything is aligned. Wishing you well, and take care, everybody. See you in 2 weeks from today.
see you
Happy
next
New
year.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
New Year.